Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Iceman, issue number 2. All right, that's a gorgeous cover. Absolutely beautiful cover. And I'm surprised that the cover artist isn't the same as the interior art. Anyway, let's get into this. Cena Grace is the writer. Nathan Stockman is the artist. Federico Blee is the colorist. VC's Joe Sabino is the letterer. And W. Scott Forbes is the cover artist. I'm always impressed, like a little bit of a shout out to Federico Blee. I'm always impressed when someone can color Iceman. Like drawing Iceman is whatever, but coloring him, I have never had a good experience trying to color Iceman, like when he's in full ice form. Okay, so I've unfortunately got a lot of bad things to say about this comic book. The good things, the art is amazing, inside, outside, all around, everywhere. Freaking amazing art, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. Some of the things inside were actually funny. We have Bobby Drake. He's talking to the White Queen. She's got a proposition. The proposition is, please come and help me. Do me a favor. Like, that's not a proposition, especially when she said things like, and Bobby repeats it, I owe you nothing. All right? He knows that everything that she does is some kind of a trap or another. Maybe this is the one time when it's not, but it would be a rare thing. And we still don't know if this is or isn't a trap. It's just, it is what it is, man. Here we have it, that freaking she needs help because her brother, her brother was put through gay conversion therapy. Okay, partial disclosure, trying to protect my friends, but I actually have a friend and she was put through gay conversion therapy and it affected her to this day. Yeah, like through knowing someone, yeah, and hearing about the crazy crap that they put you through there, it's ridiculous. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You can't pray the gay away, okay? These are people who think that being gay is a choice or a demonic possession. Dude, unacceptable. I'm going to get more into that in a little bit. So, yeah, I feel really bad for this brother. At the same time, it's Emma Frost, and I don't trust no Emma Frost, all right? I know a lot of people, they love the X-Men, they hate the Inhumans. Okay, that's cute. Honestly, it's cute. I don't really care about your feelings, all right? I like to look at things from a logical standpoint, even though this is a comic book. And when push comes to shove, the X-Men were 100% totally wrong, and most of it was because they were misguided by the very deceptive Emma Frost. They made sure that let's just be realistic. The moment that the Queen of the Inhumans discovered that, oh, wait, you mean my Terrigen Cloud, our Terrigen Cloud is killing X-Men? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But the moment she found out, she destroyed. There didn't have to be any tricks or anything to get rid of it. No, she personally destroyed the cloud. Just saying, that's pretty damn noble. All of this could have been avoided. Scott Summers' death could have been avoided. Think about that. All these deaths could have been avoided. But instead, Emma Frost decided to play the game along with Magneto and get a whole bunch of people killed. She also, and that includes Inhumans, she also wound up, like the bane, the pox of all mutants for all of eternity has always been the Sentinels. And she went and made the first Sentinels, like converted the first Sentinels to be Inhuman hunters instead. Wow, talk about projection. She also mind controlled during the Secret Empire. She mind controlled, what's his name, Zorn? Like, he was the leader of the X-Men in their new form of Utopia. And what happened? She usurped control and didn't let anybody know about it. Dude, I'm sorry. Do we have a common theme here? Is she not like the most evil dude? Here's a proposition I got, okay? Tony Stark and Emma Frost get married and have kids. Because, let's be realistic, these are the two characters in Marvel Comics that they say they're good guys, but they're really bad guys. So you don't trust Emma Frost, okay? Now, all of that being concerned, I understand, I don't like it when people choose to use her as a good guy in any way, shape, or form or try and garner sympathy for her because she's, in my opinion, she's not worth the sympathy. But I understand that everybody who's going to write the character is going to write them with their own headcanon. And if certain writers want to write her as a good guy and make her the head of the New Mutants or the new X-Men or whatever, I get it. I get it, and I will read your comic book, and I'm not so worried about, but what happened in the past, dude, there's too many things that happened in the past. You can't put them all into continuity like that. You just can't. Some things have to be picked and chosen, and sometimes you have to give suspension of disbelief. But in this particular case, Cinna Grace decides to have Kitty Pryde mention, hey, she's the person who started wars. Damn, that's right. In fact, the war she started against the Inhumans, the same, like, didn't Tony Stark do the same thing in Civil War 2? Oh, I remember my suggestion a little bit earlier? Dun, 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 dun. So anyway, I'm like playing comic book matchmaker here. But I'm really disappointed in the direction this took, because we have every single reason to believe that she's a bad person, that she's a bad guy. She's the villain here. And Kitty Pryde even basically calls her a war criminal, which she is. And yet Iceman decides to go with her anyway. Why? Because she's willing to portray this little thing that he does in his mind. That was cute. That was cute. Okay? I remember that comic book making Professor X is a jerk. Now Emma Frost is a jerk. Yeah. I get it. But, come on, man. That ain't worth trusting her. And as much as I hated that, that wasn't the worst thing that happened in this book. No. Sorry. Got to take this a step further. They go to help out their brother, who was put through gay conversion therapy, and this wasn't made into an entire story arc. And comes to find out that the father did not actually have... Yeah, I'm spoiling the hell out of this one. The father, who Emma thought that her father had psychic powers. Turns out, no, it's the brother who has psychic powers. His mutant powers developed. So, he's gay, and he went through gay conversion therapy. Bastards. Put there by his father, who is a controlling piece of dog crap. What else before I get to the main thing? A bunch of things. I had like 6 things I was thinking of before, but like, dude... Like, this is a horrible, messed up situation that this poor guy is in. And just, yeah, man. And now all of a sudden he's got, like, mutant powers are going to show up and whatnot. It's just like he's got a lot he's got to go through in life. This kid is scarred. I don't care how you want to look at this, how you want to address this. The word is scarred. All right? He's got PTSD, and there's still more things hampering down on him. I have nothing but emotion for this poor kid. But we got to address a major thing in the room. As crazy as he gets and all this other stuff, at one point he's ready to kill them. They're stuck inside of Iceman's mind, Bobby's mind at one point. And it's like, it's like, it seems like he wants to, at the very least, he wants to hurt them really, really, really bad. All right? Jared Leto playing the Joker bad. And, just maybe he wants to kill them, I don't know, but he wants to hurt them. And he's like, he's got this face, like a million faces in the funhouse, like that. And she says, I'm going to help you. I promise. And all of a sudden a little cute thing happens. He comes out and he says, pinky swear? And then everything's over. Even if that were all that happened in the book, it's still like, really? Really? We're just going to let it go at that? But something really major happened in this book. The father was murdered by the brother. Yeah, I don't know if anybody here remembers the Mendez murders. That was a pretty big deal when I was growing up. Dude, guy murdered his dad. Again, I fully side with the kid. It's like there is such a thing as justifiable homicide. And as messed up as it is, I can understand this kid has gone through so much trauma in his life. All right, so many things, and wow, gay, mutant, put through conversion therapy, trust betrayed. Just that alone, your trust was betrayed by the ultimate authority figure in your life who was already a jerk. I get it. Crime of passion, so to speak. You killed your father. That's messed up. It's messed up. But it's still something that although I think that it is something that is forgivable, it still has to kind of go through the courts. Dude, this isn't about, what's right is right. No, we saw the scene. We know that he killed him. The body is there. There was blood everywhere. It was like Dexter, in the crime lab, Murder weapon on the floor, all that. Like there was a fire poker. It was like I walked into a game of Clue in 3 dimensions. You know what I'm saying? It was bad. And the only thing that Emma Frost can concern herself with is, I guess I'm going to have to take over the company that made us so rich. And all Iceman can say is, okay, guys, bye. I'm going to leave now. And when he leaves, he's like, oh, God, I've got to, like, ice slide the whole way back home. Like, I can't believe it. And, oh, my God, I got a ding on my my gay matchmaker thing. So I'm in love. You didn't even see a picture of the dude. You didn't even look at the profile. You just saw that you got a ding and you're in love. We are doing adult Iceman, right? Not kid Iceman, because I can understand if he was talking about, you know, like he's getting over Romeo and, oh, look, there are still people who are matched for me. I could get it if that was kid Iceman, but adult Iceman? All the other X-Men grew up. And this one, all of a sudden, he regressed in childhood. I know that this is just a different writer writing him, but can we not completely revamp the character and make him 14 years old again? Because, come on. Come on. I remember when I was 14, hormones all over the place. I didn't know what to do with myself. He ain't 14, though. This is adult Iceman. He's a university professor. Come on. So, man. Okay. Okay. When push comes to shove, a murder was just forgiven. Why? Allow me to put my headcanon into this and say what I would have done if I were in charge of writing the Iceman comic book, all right? I'm writing the Iceman comic book, and this is the plot that I come up with, whatever, and I got to work with this plot. Okay, cool. We got the first story arc is that he's got to be arrested. He's got to allow due process to happen. He's got to go to jail for what he did. He's got to face state prosecution, because that's what happens. Hey, man, if I've got a hard time understanding, and I would want to know the finer intricacies, I'd want to know what the state could bring to bear, how I would try and gain sympathy with the, with the peeps, the jury. What would happen if it was a hung jury or whatever, just all the different things that happen. I'd go and have a conversation with Charles Soule. Hey, brother, you're writing Daredevil and like the best version of Matt Murdock ever. Could I get a couple pointers for how I would do a court drama? I want to do a whole entire arc where he's got to go to court, and, Bobby's got some minor things he's got going on in his life also, and Mr. Sinister's coming to attack. All these crazy things are happening, but I really want to focus around this state trial for this guy's life. Then I want to come out all the crap that he had to go through with gay conversion therapy, because I know from being told and not from having to go through it, that's freaking traumatic. Yeah. So that's a story arc right there. All the crap he had to deal with in that regard. That's not even just one. You can make that one single issue, but you could make that a whole arc. The crap that he's had to go through, all the stuff that happened, whatever. If you want to make it a solo story, fine. But at the end of this, all of a sudden, Federal comes in and says, we're going to take over the case. Whoa, 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 whoa. Even if he was cleared of this case, whatever, Federal charge is going to be, whoa, whoa, whoa. We just did this locally. It's not common practice. All of a sudden this would go up. It's not that, we said there was a mistrial or something, or we're going to appeal at the federal level. Like, no, what's going on? Why is there a completely different trial of the exact same thing? I'm being tried for the same thing twice at this point. Why is this happening? Oh, is it because the word muty is attached to it? Oh, now we got a whole nother story arc, possibly 2 out of this, and it could be really freaking awesome. But no, instead, we get Bobby Drake saying, okay, gotta go. Oh, I have a boyfriend. And we got Emma Frost saying, guess I'm gonna have to take over the company now. Meanwhile, the body is still in the other room. Is it just me who's a little curious at what the F is happening here? Look, I know Cynic Grace wants to write the story that he wants to write, but he wrote this story, and he chose to write this story where there's a dead body of the father in the next room. And at this point, I get if Emma Frost wants to be like, let's just get a shovel and let's just put him out back or seal him up in the wall, and, like Edgar Allan Poe, the telltale heart and all that, whatever, man. But Bobby Drake, adult Bobby Drake, mind you, is now complicit in murder. Sorry, there is no recovering from this, and this ticks me off because we got a first appearance of a new character who I just probably not going to go anywhere, is it? And he's got the, it's like with Mr. Sinister and this guy, hey, you want to kill some mutants? And look, I've got syringes. Look, I did some stuff to him. I'm injecting him. Like, isn't that how they used to treat rabies back in the day? And then also, I was really looking forward to this. I grew up on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, man. But now, nope. Sorry, Bill. You have got you're reading a comic book at this point with a guy who is complicit in murder. At the very least, he knew this happened, didn't report anything, talking about going on a gay date, and damn it, I missed 5 calls or whatever it was from Kitty Pryde. Look, man, you could make that story where, Trask Industries is actually behind a big investigation because they want to take over Frost because, as it turns out, they've been working on something really cool that Emma doesn't even know about, and Bobby's got to go and help out. Hey, what is it that they're actually working on that makes the federal government or whoever is sponsoring them, wanting to go and do this? Maybe it's, maybe it's Trask, maybe it's somebody else, maybe it's Sinister himself. Who knows? Who cares? The idea is that somebody's going after him, and here's a whole nother story arc here. But instead, we want to go back to doing gay dating. I'm okay. I've mentioned this before. I'm okay with a fully gay comic book. Doesn't need to be labeled as gay because I think that gay is a label enough. You know what I'm saying? But you can make the comic a gay comic book. You can make it whatever comic book that you want now. But at this point, we're dealing with a main character. The title is called Iceman, and Iceman understands that here's a dead body of their father still fresh in this room, and I know that he killed this dude, and I'm just going to walk away. This comic book made it on one of my least favorite comic books of all time. And just like that, I'm already off this comic book again. Guys, like Marvel, I'm just saying as whatever, international business guy here. I've done business in 4 countries on 3 continents. All I'm suggesting is, since it was the trade paperbacks that were making a lot of money off of this, maybe consider just putting this comic book digitally and saving a good chunk of change. Because if the comic is really only going to make money when it goes to trade anyway, then you feel me, dog? So, yeah, I'm not cool with this at all. This was a terrible read. I am so disappointed in what I read here. Anyway, guys, there's nothing personal. There's nothing personal about that. This is not an attack. I'm highly disappointed with what I read in this comic book. Dude is straight up complicit in murder. Talking about, I got a hit on my matchmaker thing. We're still dealing with adult Iceman, right? Anyway, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.